Hey YouTube, how's it going? A little while ago, I released a essence video for how to farm essences using the new scarabs, how profitable it is, how amazing it is, and everything. Right, so there was a comment on that video from a BustinJeiber, which said that he asked, is the Einar memory of essences better or worse than the scarab strat? And if someone can't afford the scarab, are these memories worth it to run because they're like 35 to 40C? So you know what? Sure, let's test that out and let's see. So that's exactly what I did in this video. So I'll be covering what a memory looks like from start to finish. I'll be covering how much I made from running 10 Einar memories. That's a total of 50 maps, the same as I ran for the Essence strat. And then we'll see how much we made, how much we invested, and if it's profitable or not. So let's begin. Okay, so here I have 10 Einar memories, and I'm taking out all the void stones the same way we did for the other strats, right? We're going to leave only one void stone in so that we get our yellow maps, right? We start with strand and then we go up. So when you apply the atlas memory, it goes straight onto your atlas and it selects 5 random maps. Starts with the one you click on and it goes up one tier to just any random connected map. And when you go over to Einar, it pops up this screen the same way Kirak does when you have an invitation ready. Right, so this is what the Atlas memory does. It gives you 5 maps with these special enchants on them. And this is what they say. 5 monsters are imprisoned by essences. This means that only 5 monsters in your map will be essence monsters. There will not be a random 6th one. There won't be 4. There will be 5. So as soon as you find all 5 of those monsters, you can portal out and leave. You don't have to kill the boss. You don't have to full clear the map or anything. Imprisoned monsters have 4 essences. Very simple. The monster that is an essence will have 4 different essences in it. This also does include remnants of corruption. If they have one of those in them, it counts. Essences imprison a rogue exile. This is the difference, right? Usually in your normal essences, it's just a random rare monster. It has rare monster modifiers, whatever. But in these maps, it's actually rogue exiles that have the essences in them, which can make it a bit more difficult if your build can't really handle killing these tanky exiles. Corrupting imprisoned monsters cannot release them. This I'll go over in a sec because I actually skipped one. Essences found are a tier higher. Same thing as the essence scarab of ascent that you use. It just makes it all the essences in the map be 1 tier higher up until deafening and as low as shrieking. Right? And then we have monsters imprisoned by a shrieking essence will be duplicated when released. So this goes with the other one, corrupting imprisoned monsters cannot release them. Right, so the way we run this strat is we do have to use remnants of corruption on these essences because if we get one of the tier 0 essences, that's what I call them, the essences of horror, insanity, delirium, and hysteria, if we get those and there's also a shrieking essence on that same mob, then those monsters will be duplicated and so will all the essences inside of them. Right, so that's basically the point. I'll show this more inside of the map. And the last line, we don't really care about the last line. Imprisoned monsters drop an additional rare item with an essence modifier. This only matters if it drops fractured, right? Sometimes the essence mod can be fractured onto the item and you're pretty happy. Otherwise, it's pretty irrelevant. Right, so you don't have to alch the map, you don't have to chisel the map, nothing. You don't have to do anything to the map at all. You just open the overlay, click activate, and then you go straight into the map. You also do, as I said, need to grab your remnants of corruption. So be sure to do that. These are literally 1C each, even in bulk. So they're very cheap. Usually they're about 2 to 3C in bulk, but right now they're 1C. It's pretty simple. Go into the map. We start with strand. I'm going to speed things up now. So you see here, instead of a rare monster, it's actually a unique monster. It's a rogue exile inside of the essence. And here you saw that the essence actually duplicated. So all the essences inside of the monster are getting duped on release. So I'm going to pause for the next one and you can see directly how it works. Right, so we've done 2 so far, and here's the third one. So this, as you can see, it has 2 screamings, 1 wailing and 1 shrieking. So the 1 shrieking means that this monster, when you open it, will come out as 2 monsters instead, and both of them will have the same number of essences in them and the same essence types as well. Right, having more than 1 shrieking essence doesn't do anything. As long as it has 1, it will dupe. We open this, 2 things come out, both die, and they both drop essences. So here is going to be the first essence that we corrupt. Right, so if you don't know how to corrupt essences, I can make a whole separate guide on how to corrupt essences, when to corrupt essences, why to corrupt essences, and everything. So if you are confused about it and you want a full guide on it, please leave it down in the comments. But TLDR version, you want to corrupt any essence that is either dread, envy, misery, or scorn. Right, those are the 4 essence types that you want to corrupt. Doesn't matter if it's screaming, shrieking, or deafening. Always corrupt if you see dread, dread, envy, misery, or scorn. Right, so this one has a shrieking essence of dread. So I corrupt this, and you saw the shrieking essence of dread changed into an essence of delirium. The other essences also changed, but I'm not going to go over why they changed. We just care about the delirium essence and the fact that this still has a shrieking essence on it. Sometimes when you use Remnant of Corruption, the shrieking essences can get changed to deafenings, and then you're sad because now it doesn't dupe. Right, but that's not very common. So now when we kill this thing, we're going to get 2 delirium essences, right? So that's the main way that we make extra profit running this strat. And then this is just me killing the boss, just to show that nothing happens when you kill the boss. No essences travel to the boss or anything like that. It's just the monsters, 5 monsters, and that's it. So as you climb the tiers, the number of essences in your map stay the same. The only thing that changes is instead of monsters having 4 essences in the first map, now monsters in your map will have 5 essences in them instead, and this will keep going up. So look, this one has 5 now. Right, and this has misery. So again, I'm going to corrupt this. It changed to an insanity. Right, so we got the special essence. This has dread in it. Nothing happened here when I corrupted it. Pretty sad. Right, another one. This has horror. Please ignore my cat meowing in the background. Right, so we keep going. Another one, right, horror essence. This is probably one of the luckier maps that I had. Almost every single essence monster had one of the 4 essences that I wanted to corrupt, and all of them actually corrupted. There is a 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 chance that you actually hit. So it's not the most common, but it happens more often than you might think. Right, and now this here, very important. Look at what I'm doing right now. I am running around like an idiot. Right, I've already done all 5 essences, but in my head, I wasn't counting. Right, you really need to be counting from 1 to 5. If you have the counting skill of a first grader, you should be able to count to 5. Once you're done with 5 essences, you just leave. You don't run around the map like an idiot, you leave. Right, so now this next map, this is now the 3rd map in the chain, and now this map will have 6 essences per monster type. So it's pretty simple from here on out. I'm going to speed this up even more, so you guys can see that the main reason why maps take time, even though it's just 5 essences, is because you actually have to run around and find those essences. So you can't choose the layout for your map. Like Strand is an amazing layout for essences because it's just a straightforward layout. You don't have to run around, you don't have to backtrack or anything, you just have to go in a straight line, kill the essences and leave. Right, but here I actually ran for like a solid minute in that map just to find that last essence. Right, and this will happen pretty often if you have a very fast character, right? So my character isn't the fastest. I'm using a Quicksilver Flask on a Mage Blood just to get some more speed. Mage Plus doesn't give me anything except speed in this scenario. Right, so I'm just trying to move as fast as I can, trying to find the essences. As you can see here, I'm literally not finding any of them. Just running around trying to find where the hell the essences are, right? And that gets pretty difficult. That's basically the only annoyance of this strat, trying to run around to find essences. But if we have a fast build, it shouldn't be a problem at all. Right, so even here in this map, this was the final essence, found it, done, and then I portal out. And now we're going to be going into the 10th map in the series. So I'll be showing here, each monster has 8 essences in them. Now, we're going to be doing something different for this map, right? We are going to be corrupting every single essence in this map, right? If you don't really understand how to corrupt or when to corrupt, ignore the divine tank. Okay, real quick, sorry for the interruption. Here you can see this essence has no essences in it, right? Wrong. They're actually invisible. This is a bug. This has been a bug for so many leagues now, and it's just never been fixed. Sometimes you can't see what essences are inside of a monster. So in this case, I just recommend to always, it doesn't matter if you're on the first map in the chain or the last map in the chain, just always use Remnant of Corruption just in case one of the essences inside are the special ones that we want to corrupt. Just do it. It's like 1C wasted or whatever, right? But why do we want to corrupt every essence in the last map? Because one of the outcomes that a Remnant of Corruption has is that it can upgrade the tiers of every essence, right? I said that it can go screaming to shrieking, shrieking to deafening, whatever. It can't go any higher than deafening, obviously. So the last map, every single monster has so many essences in it, and some of them will be screaming, some will be shrieking, right? So you really want as many deafenings as you can get. So instead of thinking, when should I corrupt, how should I corrupt, remnants of corruption are so cheap, you should just do it, right? If you don't really understand how or when, just do it. Do it to every single essence in the last map. If you really want to min-max, you can do this starting in the 3rd chain. You can do this in every single map if you want, right? It's up to you, but I just recommend for simplicity's sake to corrupt every single essence in this last chain. This is what I'm doing right here. I'm going to be corrupting every single one. And here you can see I'm full on inventory space. I'm just being lazy to go back into my hideout. But you can see I'm corrupting every single essence, even if it has one of the special essences in it or not. And I'm just running around trying to find where the hell the last few essences are. Again, same story. The only hindrance for this strat, right? And we're mostly done. There's just one essence left, and then we can go over how much I made and whether or not this is worth it to do or not. So disclaimer, there were no essences left. Oops. So now it's gonna go in game and we'll see exactly how much I made and whether or not this is worth it. So here are all the essences that we made from running 10 Einar memories, right? The 10 memories, that is 50 maps total, as I mentioned before. So the remnants of corruption that I used are in a separate tab, right? These are the ones that I was using and I didn't include them in here. I got 10 back, right? I think I used around a total of 60 to 70 remnants of corruption. So that's around 70C, right? So I'll add that into the calculations in the end. But yeah, as you can see, we have a decent amount of these corrupted essences. We have some loathings, right? So this tab right here, right? In previous leagues, this was considered to be a ton of essences. Like these are a lot of essences, right? So these would be like the premier, like you farm Einar memories and you get a bunch of essences. But now with the new scarab, this is actually considered to be a very like mediocre number in terms of bulk selling, right? So now we're going to switch over to Wealthy Exile and see how much all these essences are actually worth. All right, so here we are in Wealthy Exile. And I have my essence tab selected, and you can see we made a total of 26 divines worth of essences in 50 maps, aka 10 Einar memories. As you can see, most of our profits came from the corrupted essences, horror, delirium, whatever, and then the rest is the deafening essences and some shriekings and whatever. If you want to see here, this is how much we have in terms of the high essences. These are deafenings and the corrupted ones. And then this is how much we have in these basic essences, which are shrieking and screaming essences. Okay, so now how much did we make? Well, let's see. Windows calculator, the best thing that we can have. So 26 divines, right? But first let's calculate how much we invested into the strat, right? So I bought Einar memories at 40C each. So that is 400C for 10 memories. And right now with current divine rate, which is 130 at the time of recording this video, that is 3.07 divines, or for sake of simplicity, let's just say 3.1 divines, okay? So 3.1 divine was the investment, and along with that, we actually did also use 70 remnants of corruption. This is actually 470 divided by 130, which is actually 3.6 divines, right? That is how much we invested in total. Maybe you'll invest more in remnants, or maybe you'll invest less, but the more remnants you're using, you probably have more of these essences. So it's a win-win either way, right? So we had 26 divines. 26 minus 3.6 is 22.4 divines. That is pure profit. Now, how long did it take me to run all of the memories? Well, it took me anywhere between 9 to 13 minutes to run one entire memory. Now, that is 4 minutes of a variance, right? Why? Well, same thing. It just depended on how fast I found all 5 essences. Sometimes I would be running around for an entire minute trying to find the last one, and sometimes I'll find all 5 of them in just the same small area. So if you have a fast build, you can probably do this at 9 minutes, or you can do this at 12 minutes if you're slower, or 13 minutes at most, right? So on average, let's say it took me 11 minutes per memory. So 11 times 10 is 110 minutes, which is 1.83 hours. Right, so let's see, 22.4 divided by 1.83 is 12.2 divines an hour, pure money. Okay, so this is less than the calcification strat, obviously, right? But you also have to consider that the buy-in cost for this strat is non-existent, right? We spent 3.6 divines to be able to run this strat, as compared to the calcification scarab, where you need to buy like a very expensive scarab in bulk, like which not many people can afford to do. So if you have like 3 divines sitting in your stash, you can buy 10 INR memories, run all of them, get 26 divines worth of essences, sell them, and then you can switch up to calcification scarab strat. This is great because this allows you to see whether or not you actually enjoy running essences without having to invest like 15 divines worth of scarabs in order to test it out. So if you want, I highly suggest you run these INR memories first, get a feel for essences, get a feel if your build can actually do them and if you enjoy doing them. And if you don't do it. If you do enjoy this, use this currency, reinvest in some scarabs, and then run the juicier calcification strat, which will net you even more money. That is 18 divines an hour. Might be around 14 divines an hour now, with divine prices going back up again. So, as usual, in the end of this video, I will have myself selling all these essences for 95%, right? So you'll get to see that as well. And if you're curious, oh, essences don't sell for full price, how much are we going to make? Well, I'll actually do that as well. So let's say that we had 26 divines, right? This will actually sell. Sorry, recording cut out for a sec. So again, I'm going to calculate how much we will make if we actually take into account 95% of this value, right? So 26 times 95. This is 95%, so 24.7. Again, our investment was 3.6, so that's 21.1. And again, we did this in 1.83, right? So 11.5 divines an hour. It's still pretty good considering you're only investing like 3.6 divines worth of INR memories, and it's not taking that much time. So you can do this pretty easily. Right, so again, now I'm going to show myself selling this so that you guys can see that this is very liquid. It sells like almost instantly. You don't have to do a bunch of trading or anything at all. So yeah, that's it. I hope this helps someone who wants to farm INR memories. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be the Blight video, which will also show how my anime guardian very, very unfortunately got blown up. Okay, as usual, you are not as useless as you might think. You can always be used as a bad example.